Welcome everyone to the Inland Sports Show. Before we start the show, make sure you like this video and you've subscribed to the Inland Sports Show YouTube channel. And if you're a local business or organization and you'd like to promote yourself on this show, just send us an email, inlandsportshow@gmail.com. The show starts right now. Garcia's left footed. And welcome to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. I'm your host, Pep Fernandez. We are live and amplified at Teen Vision TV 16. You know, we always go big on the show. We got a great show tonight. In fact, a little bit later, we're going to talk Bloomington baseball. The Bruins had a big win against Summit. They're going to play at Angel Stadium tomorrow. A little bit later in the show, we've got the #1 pole vaulter in the state of California, Jaden McKee from King High School. He went 16-7 this past Saturday, which is #1 in the state right now. And we're also going to break down some CBU women's basketball. The Lancers, the #1 team going into the WAC tournament because they are your regular season Western Athletic Conference champions. So we'll see if the Lancers, the women's team, can punch their ticket to March Madness. But we're leading things off on the baseball diamond. These guys are red hot. In fact, they have not lost this season. It's the Paloma Valley Wildcats. We got head coach Jason Burney and a couple of his studs join us here on the show. And coach, man, 10-0, 10 straight wins to roll out this season. Through these first 10 games, coach, what are the Wildcats doing well across the board?
I think it's a combination. We started out the year struggling a little bit offensively. And over the last few games, our bats have come alive. So that's been a great help. Our pitching's been solid. We've used multiple guys. I think we have 5 guys that have all thrown over 10 innings. So we're just going one pitch at a time.
Speaking of pitching, I just kind of accidentally stumbled into your no-hitter. I was in the Cajon area, and I was like, Paloma Valley versus Cajon. That's a great matchup, two of the better programs in the area. You guys had a no-hitter against the Cowboys. What do you remember about that game? What did you guys do well in that one?
I thought we showed some toughness. The game was tight. I believe there wasn't a hit. I want to say till the 6th inning or so. So we just kept grinding. Baker, he threw an excellent game that day. And I think it was Allen came in and finished it. I was just happy to see us keep grinding and find a way to put some runs on the board and finish the game with the W.
Well, Coach, we got a couple of your guys joining us as well, Chapman Weber and Aiden Harrison here on the Wildcats. And I can see on my Zoom, Aiden's on top, Chapman's in the middle. We got Coach on the bottom, so I'm just going to go top to bottom here. Aiden, listen, so far you guys are 10-0. What's the secret ingredient for the Wildcats this year? Why are you guys winning so many ball games?
To be honest, I'd say it's our chemistry. It's the best it's ever been since my 3 years of being up on varsity. It's everyone, to the bench players, to the POs that just pitch, to everyone. We're all super close, hang out outside of school. It's pretty amazing, actually. I'm pretty excited. It's super cool.
Now, you hit a bomb the other day against Temescal Canyon. We made it our big boost play of the week. How do you like how you're swinging the bat right now?
I'm really like it. It's a lot of hard work going into all summer and then during the fall working hard. So I'm glad once the season comes around to turning out and working good right now.
Man, you baseball guys, you go all year round between high school and travel ball. Aiden, when you put in all those hours, especially what people don't see, all the hours, on your own, maybe in a cage somewhere, just taking some swings, when you come up with a big hit or hit a home run, does it feel rewarding? Because you've put in countless hours to get to that point.
that's the best part of it. You know how much work that you've put in that no one else sees, and then you hit that home run against a rival, Temescal Canyon, to pretty much put them away in that game. That's the best part. It's not really, I mean, the hitting the home run part's cool, but it's more about all the work you put in the late nights, and then it turns out to being that. That's the coolest part.
That's awesome, Aiden. Let me go to your guy, Chapman Weber, as well. And Chapman, you guys are 10-0 right now, which is a fantastic start. Obviously, you don't want to lose a game, right? But how do you keep this win streak going? What do you guys have to continue to do?
Honestly, we just got to keep doing everything we're doing right now. We're playing great baseball together. It's a very good team effort. Our hitting's finally coming alive. So, I mean, to keep the streak going, I think we just got to keep doing what we're doing and put our heads down and just keep grinding.
You know, Chapman, it would probably be easy to be like, oh man, we got a 10-game win streak and feel that pressure like, oh, we don't want to lose this game, and you know, you don't want to buckle to that pressure, but you kind of embrace that opportunity like, hey, we've won 10 in a row. Let's go out there and prove everybody right that we are this good. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I love that feeling of going into a game and having butterflies in my stomach. I love that feeling personally, but I mean, honestly, I don't even look at it as we're 10-0. I look at it as we got one game ahead of us. Let's focus on this game and get it done.
You know, Chapman, I'm looking at the schedule. Aiden brought up that, you know, the big win against Temescal Canyon where he had that home run. But, man, you guys have beat Poly, which is a league game, obviously an Ivy League play. You beat a good Moreno Valley team. That was a league game. Then you beat Murrieta Valley, who's traditionally very strong out of the Southwestern League. When you just look at the last couple of games, I mean, you feel like you're playing your best baseball of the season right now and still trending up?
Yeah, I mean, we're playing pretty good right now, but I honestly think we can do a lot better. Our pitching has been a little shaky lately, but I mean, our guys are doing their jobs, and then our bats are finally coming alive. So I think we have more in the tank.
Yeah, it sure looks like it, man. And you guys look like you're going to be in the hunt for an Ivy League championship when all the dust settles. Let me go back to Coach. Coach, is that the goal first and foremost? Is it maybe bring home an Ivy League title?
Yes, absolutely. You know, when we look at our schedule, we divide it up in sections. So we start with our opening season tournament, and we try to win a championship there. Then we get into league. We try to win a championship there. We have the Norco tournament. Again, it's another championship that we strive to win. And then once you get to the playoffs, it just starts a whole new season. So again, it's one game at a time, one pitch at a time. We kind of just do what we do and let the results take care of themselves.
You know, Coach, I'm speaking of, you know, chunking out your schedule like that. I'm just kind of looking at some of your non-league games. You know, you had Cajon. I think that was kind of a tournament game. I forget what name of the tournament that was. I think it was the Ken Sporting Goods, actually, something rather. But you have Long Beach Poly, Ontario Christian, Cajon, Oak Hills, Summit. When you build your schedule, obviously you play to win the game, but also do you want to have your team tested a little bit and try to, you know, maybe go through some growing pains in that non-league portion of the schedule?
Yeah, we definitely plan out a few weeks in advance on who's pitching and, you know, who's catching, and we're always looking towards the following season as well, who needs to get some experience. But it's definitely a balancing act on just, you know, who you play when and who you pitch when. And then we know a lot of these guys continue on in the summer. So it's very, very important for us that our pitchers are not only strong throughout the season, towards the end of the season, but they also continue to be strong throughout summer and the fall.
Coach, you know, in baseball, I don't know if pitching, you know, at the start of the season is always strong and the hitting takes a little bit to catch up. I mean, is that safe to say? Do you feel like the hitting is still going to come along maybe for Paloma Valley, even though you guys are still scoring a lot of runs right now?
Yeah, you know what? You know, we're doing a great job on just manufacturing runs. And that's the bottom line. You know, our guys understand if we have a runner at second base and no outs and they hit a ground ball to second base and move the guy, then they've contributed to their team scoring a run. And that's kind of how we go about it. We don't worry too much about our stats or anything like that. The bottom line is we just do what we can to win ball games.
All right, guys, I'm going to go back to Aiden and Chapman on this as well, but fill in the blank here. If I said Paloma Valley needs to blank to win the Ivy League championship this year, what would you say? What would you fill in the blank? And Aiden, I'll go back to you on this one, and Chapman, you're going to get the same question as well. But Aiden, what would you say Paloma Valley needs to blank to win the Ivy League title this year?
Not come out flat. There's been games before in the past, my last year, we'd come out and we'd be like, oh, we got this game, no big deal. And we go out, come flat, and before we know it, we're losing 5-0 to like Paulie last year when we know we shouldn't be, and then we lose a game and it's can't do nothing about it before we even have a chance to. So the main thing is going out there, doing our thing, and every game being ready and showing like the team what we got, not coming out flat for sure, I'd say.
Awesome. Good stuff. Aiden, Chapman, same thing. What do you guys have to do? Fill in that blank.
I completely agree with Aiden, honestly. We've come out in certain games like Marietta Valley where we just came out flat in the first inning. Luckily, we were able to bring it back. But if we are able to keep our energy up in the dugout, on the field, we will win games.
All right, Coach, and the same thing, obviously, you said about chunking out the season. I mean, what do you think you guys have to do to bring home an Ivy League title this year?
I think we just have to stick with our game plan. And again, that's just can't stress enough. It's just playing the game one pitch at a time. I think if we do that, I think we have the team to definitely take home an Ivy League title.
Well, guys, so far so good. 10-0 for the Wildcats to start off the season. They'll be back in action against Heritage in league play on the road at Heritage on Friday, then a non-league game against JW North coming up on Saturday. And guys, it's right back into the thick of things. You got Temescal Canyon, you got Poly after that. So, man, I love Ivy League baseball. We do a lot Big 8 League on here. We do a lot of CBL, but I love the Ivy League too. There's some good baseball there. Guys, congrats on the season so far. And Coach, really appreciate it, man, and we'll have to do this again down the road.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Pep.
All right, that's the Paloma Valley baseball team here on the Inland Sports Show, 10-0 to start off 2024. Big things on the horizon for the Wildcats. That'll take us into our first commercial break here on the show. When we come back, the Bloomington Bruins, big win against Summit. They'll play at Angel Stadium tomorrow. Head coach Carlos Contreras is next here on the Inland Sports Show.
And this segment of the Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Kids Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Boost Performance Training in Corona. Athletes of all levels and all sports train at Boost. And also ask about the Bass Private School. Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist you can trust. Chick-fil-A in Rialto, right off the 210 freeway at Ayala Drive. Eat more chicken. Are you focusing too much on your child's athletic ability? That is this week's Gridiron Question with the one and only Boost man, Ray Bass, here at the Boost Performance Center. And Coach Bass, this is for the parents out there. What are they emphasizing? Maybe the wrong things in their child's life.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I do see a lot of parents who focus too much on their child's, raw talent and not putting enough emphasis on them being just good human beings. I've said it before that there's so many kids who don't make it every year, who fall off for one reason or another. And a lot of times it's not about their talent. It's about who they are as individuals, their lack of coachability, them being lazy, their huge egos. Those are all things that stand in the way of them reaching the higher levels. I always tell my athletes that, talent may get you through the door, but who you are keeps you there. So I feel that parents need to invest just as much in who their kids are as little people as they do their overall talent.
That all makes sense. And unfortunately, we've heard too many stories of great athletes. It's the other stuff that keeps them from reaching their full potential. You can help that here at Boost, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's what our values are. Yeah. When kids step in this building, whether they're training with us, whether they're attending our prep school, it's all about that. It's so much about the intangibles and not just about, like I always say, creating robots and just bigger, stronger, faster.
All right, well, you can get a well-rounded athlete right here at the Boost Performance Center. That is the one and only Boost man, Ray Bass. This has been the Gridiron Question. Make sure you hit us up on the DMs on any Boost Training social media platform if you've got a future Gridiron Question. Inland Sports Show is proud to partner with Dr. Marcus Paulson and Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Dr. Paulson and his team work with children, teens, and adults using orthodontic products like traditional braces and Invisalign to make a difference in the appearance, comfort, and function of each patient's teeth. Paulson Orthodontics welcomes new patients, so schedule a visit today. Paulson Orthodontics. We make braces fun.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. A big thanks to the Paloma Valley Wildcats. So we're going to go back to the baseball diamond. More baseball talk here. These guys are enjoying a great start to the season as well. Big game coming up tomorrow for the Bloomington Bruins. Join us live here on the Inland Sports Show. Head coach Carlos Contreras. He's done the show before. He's an old veteran on the show. He's brought a couple of his guys, Andrew Martin and David Trujillo as well. And Coach, let me start with you. I'm just looking at the last couple of games, back-to-back shutouts against some good teams in Jurupa Hills and a very good Summit team. What have you liked about your Bruins the last couple of games and weeks?
Yeah, I just like our competitiveness. They go after it every day. They prepare well. The pitchers and catchers they're on the same page. They brief the day before and go over their pitching plans, and each one is individually different. You know, obviously we have a left-hander and a couple right-handers, but their game plans are different. Their pitching sequences are different, and our catcher does a great job. Chewy, Jesus De La Riva does a great job handling them, and that's a big plus for us.
You know, Coach, I'm looking just at the last, 5 games. You've won 4 of the last 5, and in those 4 victories, you only gave up a total of 1 run in those 4 victories. You beat Wilson 11-1. You shut out Rialto. That was a league game. You shut out Jurupa Hills. That's a league game. You shut out Summit. The pitching, I mean, you just mentioned it right now, but how has the pitching been so effective so far, especially in those league games?
You know, we stacked an early schedule to start the season with a lot of games so we can get a lot of work, a lot of live reps. They also prepared during the fall and leading into the season. Just stayed on a throwing program. We didn't overuse anybody early in the year, put them on pitch counts. But the bigger thing with it is all our pitchers are seasoned. They're all coming back from last year. And they all are bulldogs on the mound. We don't have a true ace. We believe that whenever one guy takes the mound, he is the ace for the day.
All right, let me go to, it's going to be screen left, but to your right, Coach, that's Andrew Martin. And Andrew, through the first couple of weeks of the season now, as we've already played several league games, coming off that big win yesterday against Summit. I mean, what have you liked about this team so far?
I just like the chemistry that we have. We all grew up together, so we're really competitive together. We like to push each other forward. Like, if someone maybe having an off day, we just tell them, like, hey, you got it. Like, just keep going. Just like we've known each other for so long, so we know what we're all capable of doing.
Well, Andrew, I haven't asked you or your buddy David or Coach here who your favorite, Major League Baseball teams are, but you get a chance to play at Angel Stadium coming up tomorrow against Rancho Verde High School. Have you thought about what it's going to be like to, get on the field where Mike Trout plays and Shohei Ohtani used to play? I mean, it's the same ballpark. It's the same field. I mean, are you excited? You got little butterflies for that?
Yeah, it's a surreal feeling, like I'm ready for it. Just to go out there and have fun, just be with my guys,
Now I got to ask, well, who is your favorite Major League Baseball team? Do you have one?
I'm a Dodgers fan. so.
All right, Andrew, let me go over across the table to David Trujillo. And David, okay, I'm going to go ask you now. Who's your favorite Major League team?
Actually, my favorite Major League team is the Angels. So, yeah.
So for you, I mean, can you imagine? I don't know if you're going to have family and friends going to the game as well, but can you imagine, being in the dugout, running out on the field where so many great major leaguers have played?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a good experience, and obviously knowing that I'm going to be in the same spot that, some of my favorite team players are at, that I'm going to be in the same spot as them.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. What a cool experience for you guys. David, when I look at the Sunkist League, Man, there's some good baseball teams in the Sunkist League. It's a battle to win a league championship. What do you think the Bruins have to do well the rest of the way to try to bring home a Sunkist League title?
I believe as a team collectively, we need to work together, trust each other, and never doubt each other, going together each game, knowing that we could win, and just keep the pace that we've been having so far. It's been successful.
Let me go back to Coach, and Andrew or David can answer this as well too. But Coach, I look back to last season and that playoff run, and I don't know if you guys feel like there's a chip on your shoulder or unfinished business. Like if you guys should have won a CIF championship or at least got to the finals. But Coach, what was kind of the mindset going into this season, thinking about how last year ended?
Last year ended. We had a really good success last year, and we want to build off that success. If that means we win another 26 games, we never know. But we set goals. We talked about it as a group, as a program. Even the JV guys understand the goals of the program is to win. Obviously, win league if you can. If not, make the playoffs any way we can, and then hopefully make a run.
David or Andrew, you guys have any thoughts about this season and trying to, maybe get over that hump and go all the way?
I'd say, definitely for sure. Like Coach said over here, obviously, we want to win league, and if not, then obviously make a run in playoffs. But definitely, I say chip on our shoulder because we weren't satisfied with just like how we did last year. We wanted to win. Yeah. So hopefully this year we'll finally get to that place.
How about you, Andrew?
Yeah, like David said, like we just weren't satisfied, like we feel like as a team we could have done so much better. So we're gonna try to do it again this year, maybe feed off of it, just the feeling of knowing what it's like for your season to end in a game such like that.
And Coach, finally, let's wrap it up like this. Again, going back to the Sunkist League, I just feel like there's no days off. Like every single team in that Sunkist League is really good. I think it's going to be a battle to the finish to see who's going to come out with that league championship. In fact, there's probably a good chance there might be co-league titles. I know you guys are on top right now at 3-1, but when you look at the Sunkist League as a whole, that's pretty good baseball, right?
Right, absolutely it is. And a lot of respect to all the teams in our league. They're all great programs. With great head coaches. And we know it's going to be a battle from day one. We prepared for that. We've been talking about that all year. And that's why we kind of stacked our non-league schedule with some top-tier competitions to prepare us for league because we knew every game would be a battle. It's a lot of fun, though. I would love, to say it'd be great to go 26-0 with 20-run wins, but it's a lot of fun when you go into these battles with 1-0, 6-4, and whatnot. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm looking at the records, the overall records, and it's like every single team in the Sunkist League is at 500 or better on the season right now. So it's going to be a lot of fun these last couple of weeks to see how that league championship race pans out. Well, guys, listen, congrats on the success so far this season. Have some fun, man. Go out there and enjoy yourselves at that Angel Stadium against Rancho Verde tomorrow.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, looking forward to that. And hopefully we continue on a roll.
Coach, I got to ask you, are you an Angel fan, Dodger fan? Where do you fall?
That's a tough one. I'm a Yankee fan.
All right, so you're clear. You're in the clear. You're not on either side of that fence. So yeah, have fun tomorrow, guys. Enjoy that experience. You too, Andrew. I hope you have some fun out there at Angel Stadium.
Hey, thanks for having us. Great program.
I appreciate it, Coach, and thank you for always making time for me. Sometimes I bug you and you hop on at the last minute, so I do appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's Coach Contreras and the Bloomington Bruins here on the Inland Sports Show. Have some fun tomorrow, guys. Taking on Rancho Verde at Angel Stadium. Man, it's going to be a fun time. All right, we come back. We got the #1 pole vaulter in the state, Jaden McKee from King High School. That's next here on the Inland Sports Show.
Hey guys, this is Jason at Ken Sporting Goods. We're almost to 1,000 Instagram followers. Tell your friends, like us, come down, see us. Thank you so much for your loyalty.
Do nutrition supplements really build muscle? Absolutely, if you know what to take and how to take it. First, it's important to understand that muscle doesn't build itself. Any use of supplements should be backed by a solid strength program. Second, timing is key. Consuming supplements at the right time makes them that much more effective. Lastly, make sure you're consuming the right supplements. For my athletes, I always recommend carbohydrates, whey protein, and a high-quality creatine. Your boy, Boost Man.
And this segment of the Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Ken Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Boost Performance Training in Corona. Athletes of all levels and all sports train at Boost. And also ask about the Bass Private School. Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist you can trust. Chick-fil-A in Rialto, right off the 210 freeway at Ayala Drive. Eat more chicken. Inland Sports.
I kind of like this fit for Russ, believe it or not. He's been knocked down a notch, you know. I think he's humbler, so he's not big head Russ, because Talma's not going to allow that anyways. I actually think this is a good fit.
You know, if you're a football fan, you've heard this saying, let Russ cook. And there's a lot of people that thought they didn't let him cook in Denver. Like they had restraints on him and that he could only do certain things. They didn't want Russ to be Russ. So he was awesome in Seattle. And I think there's a lot of people out there. I think he's maybe 35. Like, he's not that old. So I think there's a lot of people out there that believe that he can still be the old Russ. They can still let Russ cook. And a quick shout out to the California Baptist women's basketball team. Unbelievable season. They are your regular season Western Athletic Conference champions. And if they win the conference tournament in Las Vegas this weekend, they could be going to the big dance. The first, CBU team to go Division I and go to the NCAA tournament. They're that good.
Inland Sports.
Hanging out with my guy Patrick in the morning on KCAL 96.7 FM every Monday and Thursday morning, talking sports. All right, in this segment, we have our big boost play of the week, and the man who brought it to us as well, Jaden McKee from King High School. What a week. First, he goes 16-1, which was a school record, but that wasn't good enough for Jaden. He turned around, and then on Saturday, down in the San Diego area, went 16-7, which, that's the #1 mark in the state of California this year. And hopefully, he went to the state meet last year. Maybe he'll bring home a CIF state championship this year. So that was the jump to go 16-1. Here's the vault to go 16-7 down in Rancho Bernardo. So he is your state leader, and that it was our big boost play of the week. Congratulations to Jaden McKee. And speaking of, when he's not flying through the air, he's hopping on the Inland Sports Show. Join us live here on the show. The guy who's got the #1 pole vault in the state right now, Jaden McKee from King. And Jaden, man, congratulations on a big week. I mean, I don't know, did you eat some food or something that just kind of got you inspired or got you big and strong? Like, what did you do last week that, you were able to get such great performances?
A lot of weight training, sleeping helps a lot. And I don't know, I had a good week of practice, and then it just kind of all came together on the day.
All right, Jaden, so I've talked to a couple pole vaulters in the past, and not all, but most of them have some sort of like gymnastics or something like that in their background before they got into pole vaulting. I'm looking at your room right here. Were you a skater, or what's your background, Jaden? How did you get into pole vaulting? But what did you do first before pole vaulting?
I've pretty much been skating since I was like 5. And then my dad pole vaulted back in college at Cal Poly Pomona. He jumped 16.2, and then he's my coach now, so he just kind of led me into pole vaulting. And then being a skateboarder helped me with like body awareness in the air, and then kind of a lot of skateboarders make good pole vaulters.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you guys must have incredible balance. I tried skateboarding. I didn't want to break any bones because I just have awful balance. But yeah, in a weird sort of way, skateboarding kind of helps you pole vault, like the way you maneuver in the air and, like you said, maybe control your body.
Yeah, maneuvering in the air, being not afraid of getting hurt, all that helps when it comes to pole vaulting. Yeah, because there have been plenty of times where I've fallen and gotten hurt.
In what? In skateboarding or pole vaulting or both?
Both, just equally, yeah.
You know, because Jaden, pole vaulting's not for everyone, obviously. I mean, you got to be wired a certain way to want to do it. Was it easy for you right from the start, or was this something that you've kind of had to work at a little bit?
Definitely, it kind of like called to me more than other events. You know, I'm not the fastest or the strongest, but when it comes to running as fast as I can and bending a pole and flying in the air, that kind of confidence and like going towards danger instead of away from it was kind of always been something that I've been attracted to.
Fearless, huh? Yeah, fearless. You got to be fearless to do the pole vault. Jaden, you mentioned your dad went 16.2. Now that you went 16.7, I don't know if you have bragging rights with your dad. Obviously, he's probably super proud of you. He's happy that you beat his old mark. But what was that conversation like when you went 16.7?
Obviously, he's super proud of me. I've pretty much destroyed his high school record at this point. So he's kind of lost hope that he'll hold the family name for the best pole vaulter.
What high school did he go to? I'm curious now.
He went to Downey High School.
Okay. Well, you 16.7, best mark in the state right now in CIF. I mean, can you go higher? What's that number? What's the, if there was a number out there, you're like, oh man, love to hit 17, or what's that number that you would like to get maybe by the end of the season and hopefully bring home a state championship?
Next big mark for me is going to be the Riverside County record. It's held at 16.9 right now by my friend Hunter. And after my 16.7 attempt, I went straight to 16.10 and tried to break it. I had a few close attempts. Hunter
O'Brien, right? Who's at UCLA? Is that right?
Yeah, Hunter O'Brien from UCLA, yeah.
That's right. He did the show. He actually came on the show.
Oh, he did?
Well. Yeah, we love pole vaulters on the show. So Jaden, how do you go higher? I mean, do you run faster? I mean, what is it, just all in the technique? How do you go from 16.7 to 16.9 or 17 feet?
A lot of it's going to be strength training. I'm in the weight room 3 days a week and then on the track 5 days a week, 6 days a week, doing sprints, working legs, working upper body, always working on technique. Yeah, it pretty much just comes down to having that consistency at practice and being prepared for the big meets.
Jaden, do you have to, not that you have to, but do you keep an eye on what the other guys across the state are doing, like what their numbers are and where you're at? Obviously, that 16.1 was great, but then you bumped it up to 16.7, and now you got a little bit of a cushion now on the other guys. I was looking at some of the top marks in the state, but do you keep an eye on whatever other guys are doing?
Definitely, yeah. There's a lot of really good guys in the state. It's one of the deepest years I've seen. So definitely 16.7 is not going to hold up for long. I'm thinking 17 plus is going to be what it's going to take to win state.
What do you remember? Do you know what the number was last year to win the CIF state title?
Last year, I think Hilton Green jumped 16.6 at the state championships to win, and he had a PR of 17.1.
Oh, he went 17.1 at some point. Okay, so you went to the state meet last year. I think you finished 9th. Is that correct?
I tied for 9th, yeah.
Tied for 9th. What did you learn from that experience? Was it valuable, just going through that process, and how you can use it this year to maybe, go the whole way and win the state title?
Last year, definitely state meet was not my best meet. I'd kind of started burning out on the trail to the state meet. I'd been practicing alone, and I was kind of burnt out with track and field. So this year, for sure, I'm going to make sure to keep that motivation and make sure I'm not burning myself out too early in the season. And when it comes to the actual state meet, just having confidence and not over stressing myself about it, being anxious, that's all does not help in the pole vault.
Yeah, I was going to say, especially in the pole vault, but like a lot of different sports, it's easy to overthink it. And you talk about muscle memory and all those sorts of things, but really, is it having not to think about it? You just kind of do it and not overthink that whole process. And is my technique right? And am I running fast enough? And all those sorts of things that you don't want to think about it, right?
Yeah, big meets definitely bring out the best and the worst in people, because a lot of people overhype it and think that they have to do something or that something's off, and then they'll either have their best day or their worst days.
Well, Jaden, I don't know if they have pole vaulting at MIT, but I was told you're going to MIT, so you must be a smart guy as well.
Yeah, I'll be pole vaulting at MIT.
I mean, that's prestigious in itself. Obviously, you're the top pole vaulter in the state right now at 16.7, but in the classroom, you're going to MIT. That's unbelievable. How did that come about?
I never really had any intention of going to MIT or an Ivy League or anything like that. But it was at the end of my junior year season, the pole vault coach reached out and said, "Hey, you have really good grades. You're a really great pole vaulter. We'd love to have you on the team." So then that kind of got my mindset shifted towards, wait a minute, I can use pole vault to help me get into one of these really fancy schools. So then kind of after that, my whole mindset towards school changed, and I took a bunch of hard classes this year. And then that's helped me get into the school, and I'll be pole vaulting there now.
Dude, that's wild. I mean, that's probably a very select, exclusive group, guys who are super smart, and they're one of the top pole vaulters. I mean, that's a very exclusive group right there. Jaden, finally, you talked about maybe setting the Riverside County record. That's one of your goals. When you look at the season as a whole, I know you're a senior, so ideally, would it be, set the county record, win the CIF state meet? What are some of the things you're hoping to accomplish the rest of the season now?
Definitely Riverside County record. That's kind of top of the list. That also gets my club record. After that, win CIF Southern Section, win the Southern Section championships, go on to hopefully win the state meet. And I believe the current CIF Southern Section record is at 17.4. So beating that would be awesome.
Well, Jaden, man, you're well on your way. Congratulations so far this season. I know the best is still to come. Good luck with the rest of the year. Good luck at MIT and all those things, man. You're doing it big, literally up in the air. So congrats on a great season, Jaden. Really appreciate the interview.
Thank you so much for having me.
You got it. That's Jaden McKee from King High School, the top pole vaulter in the state right now. When we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, we'll break down some CBU women's basketball. The Lancers heading to the WAC tournament in Las Vegas, trying to punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament. We'll be back on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show.
Hey guys, this is Jason at Ken Sporting Goods. We're almost to 1,000 Instagram followers. Tell your friends, like us, come down, see us. Thank you so much for your loyalty.
Sports Show is proud to partner with Dr. Marcus Paulson and Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Dr. Paulson and his team work with children, teens, and adults using orthodontic products like traditional braces and Invisalign to make a difference in the appearance, comfort, and function of each patient's teeth. Paulson Orthodontics welcomes new patients, so schedule a visit today. Paulson Orthodontics. We make braces fun.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. It is March Madness. We got all the conference tournaments going on this week in college hoops. Teams trying to punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament, Division I, the big dance, right? That includes California Baptist University, the women's basketball team, your regular season Western Athletic Conference champions, the Lancers getting it done. They were 26-2 this year, which is unbelievable, but they won the regular season title. In fact, you're looking at highlights of the game when they were at their final home game when they clinched at least a share of the title. Then they went on the road and beat Grand Canyon in overtime to win the outright WAC regular season championship. And they cleaned up on all the postseason awards. Chloe Webb is your player of the year in the WAC. Jared Olson right there is the coach of the year in the WAC. And it's very exciting as they go into WAC Vegas, as they call it, Las Vegas, for the WAC Conference Tournament, because now they're eligible for the big dance. They are eligible for the Division I NCAA tournament. So if the Lancers can continue what they did during the regular season, can you imagine if they go to the big dance, the NCAA tournament? It could happen. And because they won the regular season title, because they're the number 1 seed for the conference tournament, they've got double buys. They get a bye and then another bye, so they're not going to play until Friday at noon in the conference semifinals. So congratulations to CBU winning the regular season title, but they're not done yet. And the regular season title is nice. You could probably hang a banner for that. It's great. But for CBU, and now that they're eligible for the big dance, they want to cap things off with a ticket, their first ever ticket to the NCAA tournament. They've had other teams on campus make it to the NCAA tournament, but this would be the first time in hoops. In fact, as we're doing this show live on Wednesday night, the men's basketball team is actually playing their opening round game in Las Vegas. But for the women, again, double buys. Not one, but 2 buys, and then they will play directly in the semifinals coming up on Friday with an opponent to be determined. And we'll see if CBU can continue this incredible run. Again, 26-2 overall on the season and trying to make it to March Madness. Our guy Josh Ali with some great video highlights from that home finale that clinched the championship. Actually, Johnny, let's keep it right here. That's a little bit of the celebration at the Fowler Events Center, because if you win a regular season title, of course, you're going to celebrate. You got the signs, WAC champions. They cut down the nets. In fact, that's number 12, Nene Calhoun from JW North High School. So some local gals on CBU as well. There's head coach Jared Olson, who has done a fantastic job at CBU. His entire career with the Lancers, but especially this season. Really, really great year. All right, and finally here on the Inland Sports Show, let's take a look at our Ken Sporting Goods must-see game this week. It's happening tomorrow. That's on Thursday if you're watching us live on Wednesday night. It's Murrieta Mesa taking on Great Oak. Southwestern League supremacy on the line. Yes, I get it. It's still very early in league play, but the winner of this game, they're going to be in control now of that league title race. It's two great programs going head-to-head. We'll see if Marietta Mesa can go on the road and beat Great Oak. The Rams right now are 4-0 in league play. They've actually played a couple more league games than Great Oak, who comes in at 2-0 in Southwestern League action. But this is going to be a great one. Two of the top programs in the area. And again, big-time Southwestern League implications in this one. Marietta Mesa and Great Oak on the softball diamond. It's our Kin Sporting Goods must-see game. Well, a big thanks to all our guests tonight here on the Inland Sports Show. Paloma Valley Baseball, Bloomington Baseball, and Jaden McKee from King High School, the #1 pole vaulter in the state of California. Right now, the former skater, maybe he still skates, the skater turned pole vaulter, doing big things right now, going to MIT. Well, a huge shout out to our director, Johnny Nunez, behind the scenes here at Teen Vision TV 16. My name is Pep Fernandez. Thank you guys for tuning in. Stay safe out there. God bless you. We'll see you next time on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show.